Hello everyone and welcome to Battle of the Beast All Generation episode number 36. I'm Adam and today we've got another matchup going on today and we're just going to jump right into this. And heads up, this is going to be a rather quick video, I'm afraid. So, sorry. I just realised I did not get the book ready for the stats. So we'll find the second beast here. There you are. Stick a card in there. And then I'll get the other beast up here. There we are. I just had to spell. Just had to learn how to spell. And let's introduce the beast. Representing Series 12, The Darkest Hour, book number 3 is Issrilla, the Creeping Menace. And representing Series 19, The Kingdom of Dragons, book number 3, Vetrix, the Poison Dragon. So with these beasts, we got a rather interesting matchup going on here because we got a lizard versus a lizard. One's a dragon, one's essentially a chameleon. So we know which one's the more superior lizard. But this one has some own abilities of their own which can make it rather interesting. But speaking of abilities, let's get into them. So Issrilla, the Creeping Menace. We'll start with her stat department first. Issrilla is a Mistress of Disguise. This lizard beast from the kingdom of Henkral can blend into any background. Her skeleton is covered in jelly flesh that changes colour, and she can sneak up on her enemies without being detected. Special fact about Issrilla. Issrilla spits deadly acid venom that can burn flesh. Age 340, power 262, magic level 193, fright factor 93, and size is 305. That's a big lizard. There we are. I'll just get there. Okay. And abilities, mind control and possession. Okay. Natural weaponry. Okay. Venom breath. Okay. Camouflage. And tail detaching. Okay. Weaknesses are light weakness, so like Sultra, and a weak skeleton, also like Sultra. So, okay, so I see where this one came from. Okay, we're going to go to Vectrix, the Poison Dragon. Vectrix, this long, sinuous winged dragon hisses like a lizard. As he stalks his prey, spraying jets of green acid from his spiked ruff, which can dissolve the flesh of his enemies in seconds. His poisonous bite turns the blood in Tom's veins icy cold. Special fact, Tom and Alina became enemies when they were trapped in the enchanted tunnel of doubt. That has nothing to do with Vetrix. Age 307, power 263, magic level 145, fright factor 93, and size is 263. Powers and abilities, flight, yep. Acid manipulation, can shoot acid from his gills. Poisonous bite, natural weaponry, okay. Enhanced strength, yep. And resurrection. So that one, it does not count. Weaknesses are inability to breathe underwater. How disappointing. Shame on you, Vetrix. Shame on you. So, with that, we have our beasts fighting for today. The battlefield, I generally do not know. It needs to be like a foggy, misty covered area because, well, Issrilla would just die instantly then. So maybe a foggy jungle because Vetrix is fought in the jungle. We'll go with that. So, with that, let's get into the battle. Heads up, this is going to be a short one. So as the chamber doors open, Vetrix bursts out of the sky chamber and sees a whole sort of fog with some trees protruding out of it. Issrilla just creeps out of her chamber and can see the silhouette of her opponent. Realising it can fly, she realises this may be a tough one. Vetrix just starts waving his skills around, his skills around and spews acid droplets pretty much everywhere around the arena. Issrilla fails to notice it until she sees some steam coming from the ground. She goes to investigate and realizes that some of the dirt has dissolved. She looks up and sees there's rain and acid, so she takes cover underneath a tree or in some bushes. Vectrix catches on to that movement and comes down and looking as hard as he can in the fog. He can't seem to find anything. Issrilla creeps around behind Vectrix and goes to slice at Vectrix's underbelly. Vectrix didn't react to that in time and felt the giant slash, roars in pain, spewing acidic saliva coming from his mouth and spraying acid from his gills, which drenches Issrilla almost immediately in acid. Issrilla roars in pain and bites down on Vectrix's leg in retaliation, goes to pull. Only pulls Vectrix down next to Issrilla, in which Vectrix uses his tail, wraps it round Issrilla, and Issrilla goes to camouflage, but didn't really think that through, Issrilla, because Vectrix's tail grabs onto Issrilla's skeleton, or her leg, let's say, in which Vectrix just yanks as hard as he can, which instantly just detaches Issrilla's leg from her body completely. Oh, sorry, messing around with my camera now. Issrilla roars in pain and goes to slice back at Vectrix, but Vectrix saw that one coming this time and goes to bite down on Issrilla's other leg, which dissolves the flesh and the bones off her almost immediately. Vectrix having her two front legs bleeding uncontrollably. She realizes that she's starting to lose consciousness and goes to spit acid breath on top of Vectrix. Vectrix flexes her wing down and covers her face as the breath goes all over Vectrix and slowly starts to dissolve his wing, but doesn't really do much. Issrilla just stands there staring at this seemingly unstoppable tank in which that she can't attack. Her main attacks have already been done but already been countered. She can't seem to do much. Issrilla goes to bite at Vectrix's neck, but Vectrix saw that one coming and lifts up his leg and just slashes at Issrilla's side of her head, which knocks her down to the ground. Issrilla tries to get back up, but Vectrix already saw one coming and flies above Issrilla and just folds his wings in, and he just falls right down on Issrilla, crushing the skeleton of Issrilla almost immediately. Issrilla's now making no movements. Vetrix gets up and sees that all of Issrilla's bones are shattered beyond repair. Issrilla is twitching slightly, but that was only answered by a flicker of Vetrix's skills and dissolving the bones as well. The audience can't seem to see what happened there, but what they do know is Issrilla's roars have faded, but Vectrix's still stand. They know who won, but they don't know how. So with that, Vectrix has won, Issrilla has lost. If you think Issrilla should have won, please leave in the comments below why you think that. However, my word is final, and Vectrix is the winner. Now, I did say apologies for this one being a quick fight, and I do mean it. This one is a quick fight. And that's because, A, it's round one. Round one fights should be quick. And B, is like the last battle, not really one I'm particularly interested by. I'm sure even just by looking at my facial expression, I'm not very interested with this fight. So with that, I just got this one out of the way, and I did. Whilst some people may not be satisfied with the fact that this battle was done like this, in the nicest way, I generally couldn't care less. Now, whilst I do love doing this tournament, and I do enjoy it, it's kind of hard to do a video when you're talking about one beast that you're not a big fan of, like you're just okay with, and one beast which you forget exists. I generally forgot this beast was a beast. So, it's kind of hard to do a video when you forget that one exists and don't really have no really strong opinions to the other. So with that, I can't really do anything about that. Whilst this one is moving on to round 2, in the nicest way, I kind of hope he doesn't make it to round 3. But with that being said, that's all for this time. If you like what you saw, leave a like, leave a comment, don't forget to subscribe, press the notification bell down in the corner below, and I'll see you next time.